Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is a bit of a different video now. It's men's clothing, and as you know, I'm more like I sell everything. I mean, I sell clothing, I sell toys, I sell like light fixtures, books, you know, I sell everything really. But I've really been like diving headfirst into clothing, mainly because I've seen the turnaround, the profit margins, and if you get it right, you can really make some money off it, basically. And this is no secret. I mean, a lot of people go on eBay mainly for clothing. It's kind of known for that. But I've kind of noticed a lot of brands. Obviously, when you're out and about sourcing, you do kind of know which brands to avoid, aka the Georges, the Marks and Spencers. But that's not what I'm going to talk about in a minute. Yeah, this is kind of a disclaimer because it's kind of like, I do know that everything sells on eBay, everything does, even, you know, Sainsburys clothes too, and you know, there is a ton of brands out there. We're what is it, something like 11 billion, not 11, is it 11 billion or 11 million pieces of items going to landfill every year or every day or something stupid like that. I read this article. But yeah, it's ridiculous, the fast fashion and the amount of, you know, the amount of people throw away, basically, and it's being put into charity. It's flooding charity shops thanks to Marie Kondo. But obviously you are finding like really good stuff as well. But there are brands that I wanted to talk about that are really kind of, they're not budging, and it's not because I'm not doing anything, it's because they're not as on trend anymore, and there is certain brands that are overtaking it and are very unusual brands, but there are some very popular brands, and there are loads out there that won't sell, that don't sell very well, and I'm just going to talk about the ones that I've had experience with. So that's all I'm going to talk about, so I'm just going to dive straight into it, and I've actually got proof as well. Okay, so I've actually recorded it off my phone just to show you what I mean by avoiding certain brands, because the weird thing is, I shop, like, I'm just showing you some of the things at Next. I shop at Next, and I also shop at like Burton and Topman, and you know, River Island. I actually shop at them for myself, and mainly during the sales. But these are like massively manufactured brands, and I've just shown you like the buy it now version of Next, and look, nothing is over a tenner apart from that denim shirt that I found. That was £10, but that's actually quite nice. And certain shirts can actually go, but everything does sell, but the profit margins aren't there. When you think a charity shop is probably charging £2 odd, or like, if you're very lucky, I've got a couple of £1 shops and I can get £1 items, but even then, if you sell it for like £6, you're looking at like, what, if you take £2 off for postage, because it's like, if you postage, I think it's like, for a large letter it's £1.65 or something like that, or £1.60 through Royal Mail, plus the £1 cost if you get the minimum amount, you know, that's already £2.40 gone. So if you sell it for like a £5, you're not making much profit unless you've got like 1,000 of them. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I've got the Marks and Spencers one. This is exactly the same what I'm talking about, and it's weird because Marks and Spencers have really nice clothes, like the quality shirt. This is the kind of shirt that I would wear for work if I was working in an office, or you know, if I wanted a really, really smart shirt. Like St. Michael used to be a brand. I think it was the St. Michael brand was quality, and I think that's was its tagline, but it was retired in 2000. So like all the St. Michael stuff I see, I'm like, ooh, that's really good quality. And actually I do actually quite like some St. Michael's shirts. But yeah, the M&S, I think it's the Collezione one, I've actually got a couple of them that I'm actually looking to resell, and some of them do go for like £11, £12. You know, you can find look at that one, it's £7. And you know, polo shirts, I mean, that gents casual shirts that I've just seen, that grey one, I've got one of them, and I sold it for like, I bought it for like £2 in a charity shop for myself. So like, you pay £2 and you sell it for 10, you're probably only going to make like 4 or 5 quid off it. I mean, it's not worth it. I mean, look at this, £9, so £9.99 plus £4 postage, so £13 on someone's 4 shirts. I mean, the profit isn't there, I don't think. Even if I haven't really done new, Like, this whole analysis isn't really to do with new clothing, because I buy pre-owned stuff like the majority of resellers. But yeah, M&S clothing, it has to be really smart, or one of the high quality branded ones, because the casuals wear, I'm sorry, it just doesn't sell that well. I think at auction, because this is the thing that I've got a pet peeve about it. Look, I'm changing it, I'm showing you the auction and the minimum amount, and I've said that, and then there was one that went for like $4.99. But look at this, the $2.39 plus $2.95 postage, $1.27 plus $2.95 postage. That's lucky. £5 plus $2.95. That's good. God, I was worried that I was flicking through them dead quick, and I was like, no, they can keep up. I can't even keep up. Look, 99p. Why would you spend £1 just to sell it at an auction for 99p? I mean, I wouldn't buy M&S for £1 anyway, even if it was quality. And it's a shame, because some of them are really nice shirts. Right, I'm changing it up now. I'm going to do a brand which people might be a bit like, what? And yeah, Ted Baker. Now, I find Ted Baker really sticky, and it's a shame, because Ted Baker has some really nice stuff. Yeah, it's one of those brands which was quite big in the 90s. And I heard someone said on Instagram, I was like, why isn't this Ted Baker selling or something like that? And someone said, oh, it's more of a middle-aged kind of brand. I was like, how dare you? Yeah, but it does sell, and they can sell quite well in the 20s. I've got this at Buy It Now. Now the thing is, I sell the majority of my clothing, I think 99% of my clothing, Buy It Now. The only things that I don't put up Buy It Now, and I put it on auction, is stuff that I get for under 50p. Mainly because I know if I set a 99p, I'm getting like, I get stuff like 25p an item. I put it at auction for 99p plus $2.95 postage. There's your postage and your fees and the amount you've paid out, plus you're getting 50p per item minimum. I know that going in, but these are all Buy It Nows. I mean, $16.99. I mean, the thing is, charity shops are getting clever. They're looking at these and saying, oh look, it's gone for $7.99. I saw a Ted Baker shirt for £10. I mean, come on, guys. A lot of them though, they start off at like £4 for Ted Baker. If you're lucky to get it for £2, I'm very lucky. I find a lot of Ted Baker for like $1.99. But yeah, It depends. It really depends which charity shop and where you are. But like, I do like it, and it does sell eventually. But the thing is, a lot of people get offers as well, so it's not really coming through here. I mean, $19.99. There's one here $4.99. God, $22.95. And look at that. That was a really good one. The more bizarre I find, the more bizarre and weird. I'm going to check the auctions now. Look at this. I was like shocked. £2 plus £3, £5.50 for a Ted Baker shirt, which you probably paid in a charity shop like £4. I mean, bear in mind, it might just be a lot of these auctions listings might be, oh, I just want to get rid. And that's fair dues. But if you're a reseller, do not sell on auction when it comes to men's clothing, because men will wait until the last minute and get it dirt cheap. They don't really care of the quality, whether it's good or not. But some of these, like $2.99 plus £3 postage, £5. Oh, that one's good, £13. But look at that style, that's really nice. Charcoal blue, yeah. I saw that one, that zebra print, that's nice. See, if it's unusual and it picks up traction quite quickly, it can go quite high. But like the plainer ones, or like even like the casual ones, don't really pick up steam, and they usually stay below a tenner, which is weird. But if you put it on Buy It Now, you can negotiate. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't put it on auction if you paid me. But look at these, 99p. Oh my god, 99p again. Oh my god. Tell you what you could do. I mean, a lot of people do this anyway. They wait on auctions, and they wait on the 99p auctions, and then put like a slew of 99p offers in to see what they get, and then they resell them at Buy It Nows for like $19.99, and that's a good way of making money. Now, another brand that I think people are kind of wising up to is like the Superdry. Now, I've used Superdry like the Jack and Jones, and for some reason, charity shops price these are ridiculous. they're like £7, £8 for a shirt. It's just madness. And t-shirts like a £4 or £5. It's insane. And they're selling them in Debenhams now. That's why they're flooding the market. That's why I've stopped buying them. And everyone's like, oh, actually, you bought some the other day. Yes, I did buy them the other day, but from this point on, I'm saying I am not buying anymore, I promise. Yeah, Superdry are very hit and miss, I find. I think if you've got something unusual or something quality, then you can get away with it. On buy it now. Like, oh, look at that, that's nice. Sorry, it's really annoying when I look through and I'm like, oh, this is what I've noticed. Look at that. The lumberjack scene with the hoods, they do quite well. £15 to £25. Pretty good, right? £18. See, that looks quite unusual, a bit different, you know, a little bit different from usual ones. And a lot of people say like the bigger the size helps as well, because I'm a big guy. I shop mainly online, mainly because I don't want to go into store and try and try off. You know, blokes don't really want to do that anyway, but bigger blokes really don't want to do that. So buying them online, as big as, you know, they do say, look at these sizes, they're extra large. You'd say it's all in the what's it? But look at this. This is auctions, and someone just got 6 Superdry t-shirts for £3.30. It's crazy. 99p, and I've got that shirt. Yeah, that is a small though. But look, there's an XL, £18. Someone put it at, I think, £17.99. See, if you're going to do auctions, that's what you're going to do. But look, it's not. I think that's just someone wanting to get rid. Really, you can kind of tell the professionally ones from the not so professional ones, or the amateur ones. Don't want to say amateur. That's quite rude. But yeah, look, £5.99, and it's. I'm not kidding. It is flooded. I tried to look. I should have looked at the amount of. I think it's something like 12,000 that was up. So yeah, it's a bit. It's ridiculous. It's well saturated, I think. The Ted Baker and the Superdry shirts. I just avoid. Okay, 2, which is like a supermarket brand. It's Sainsburys, and I think you've got like George as well. And there's another one that I want to say. What's Tesco? Okay, quick interval. It is F&F, and you see this everywhere in charity shops, and me and my friend used to call it fat, and well, you get it, and I can say that because I am. Ooh, that's gonna annoy me now. Yeah, so there's the supermarket brand. I actually find some things quite okay. The Admiral stuff I find alright as well, but like selling it, obviously not. You know, I mean, it's another 99p job, but it's like, why would you spend money buying it just to lose out money reselling it? Now, saying that, I did actually find a couple of shirts that did actually go for over a £5. Yes, there was a Hawaiian 2 shirt from Sainsburys that went for more money than a Ted Baker shirt. I kid you not. So it can happen. Look at these, like £2.50. You know, to say. I suppose it happens on like what size it is, what style it is, you know, what day of the week it is, you know, what time it is. If something's ending at like 3 a.m, I mean, I do it. I go and like snipe a deal, you know. And I'm going to talk about a brand that I forgot to actually put on my thing here, and that's Nike. Now, Nike is very hit and miss. It can actually go for quite a lot depending on what it is, but the Nike t-shirts are 10 a dozen. It's so oversaturated. The only thing that I like selling of Nikes is the trainers, and it has to be decent trainers unless it's like really cheap. I bought them for really cheap. I don't mind sitting on them, like I did that bundle a few months ago. So it's like, yeah, that's another one. When I see a Nike coat, it has to be quality, and yeah, that's why obviously we're resellers, we can check. But yeah, if you're paying over £10 for a Nike coat, but then if you're selling it for 20, it's it's a very tight profit margin. That if I see a bombered coat, one of those big winter padded coats, and it's going for about a tenner, you can sell it for like 30 or 40 quid. Well, that's double your money right there. So I'm just saying. Okay, there are a few kind of brands that I avoid, and it's usually like the oversaturated, like obvious brands. Next, Burton, River Island. You know, they mass produced. I mean, it doesn't mean that they won't sell, they will, but it will be like minimum, and there's no point in you putting your money into a brand that is going to stick or not sell. I mean, I've actually got, if you buy in bundle, You pick out the best bits, and then with the tat you kind of bundle back together, and you can put it online, and it kind of like filters down the supply chain until it hits the charity shops again. But the amount of it, I think it's like 80% of what you flick through on the clothing rack is just, it's just stuff that won't sell. It might be good for yourself, but it just won't sell and give you enough profit. It will sell, but it won't give you as much profit as you would like, or would need to like reinvest, or live off, or so yeah, what I wanted to do, I just wanted to end on a couple of brands that I have seen, like that I have been really lucky with, and I've actually got proof of that as well. And again, this is all my own experience. There are lots of other brands that I've kind of gotten that sell ridiculously well. I mean, there's hundreds. There's Levi, that's quality jeans and jackets. They always sell. Marlboro Classics. This is one that I flipped it for like 30 odd. So, and you're actually going to see it because I've actually seen it here. But yeah, the shirts I've noticed don't do so well. Actually, it's very hit and miss. It's between like 12. Well, actually, yeah, a couple of bits like $9.99. It's $16.99 though, which is weird. $17.95. I mean, that's what I mean. It's a bit of a weird brand. $24.99. What's going on? $13.95. So it's very hit and miss. Oh, look at that! Now this is a bolo. Look at that. Western Classic. $39.99. Amazing. Yeah. So I basically picked up like a jumper, and it's one that, it's the Marlboro Man. It's like, the ciggies. It's one of those ones that I didn't even think of, and I've actually picked up a shirt, and it's sat at $29.99 so far. But look at some of these, like $8.95. Not looking good, but it's a bit of a weird one. But it does sell, and as soon as I put it up, the shirt up, I've had since last. When did I put it up? I put it up on Monday. It is now Thursday, and I've had over 100 views. I've got 6 like watches. That's good. Now this is my. I'm just going to show my jumper. Look at the jumper. The fugly the better. Look at that. $29.95. The fugly the better, and fugly I mean effing ugly, or a bit different. Now it doesn't mean like plain brands. They still sell. Look at that. That's a plain brand. 34. This is mine. Look at that. $27.99 plus 4. 35 mine. Yeah, the plain brands do sell 20 odd quid, so Marlboro is definitely one to look out for. Yeah, this is another one I've had amazing luck with. It's like Oliver Spencer, and I found 3 Oliver Spencer shirts from the same shop, and they have all sold. Like, and I'm not talking like within months, I'm talking within the week. That's my one that I've actually you're gonna come back to that. But look at these, $17.99, $22.95. I don't sell Oliver Spencer for less than £20, and this is a brand that the charity shops don't know to look out for. This yellow one's mine, the Vile Yellow. I don't know why it got that. It was just a border. $25.75 with $2.95 postage. Oh, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, so I've had 3 and they've all sold. It's brilliant. Oh, that's another one. That's mine. $22.75 plus $3.45, and all of them were $1.99 each. Yeah. It's crazy. Another one I wanted to talk about is the John Smedley, and I haven't put that on. John Smedley, they do really nice like thin cardigans, and the quality isn't 100% there. I don't think. Oh, look at that Oliver Spencer one, the embroidered paisley dots, 49 quid, and that's pre-owned. See, amazing. Oh, a Burberry. Now I'm narrating obviously. Burberry polo. Now I've got a Burberry polo, and I've had like a bit of a bidding war going on, even though it's Bombay now. Basically, these retail at what, over £100, and I put mine up for 40 odd quid, and I've had like so many people like offering. Burberry's definitely a brand to look out for, obviously. Oh yeah, John Smedley, it's always over £20, but yeah, so back to Burberry. Look at this, £80. Insane. £30 on that one, but then £80 on that one. I was a bit about. Yeah, so I price it at about 40. Now I've actually seen one on here. It's like it's the Novacek one I've got. One go for about 50 odd quid. Now, so I'm thinking now, should I put it up for 49 and be greedy? No, I'll leave it where it is, because that's what I'm comfortable. That's what and I got it for, I think it was like 7 or 8 quid. So if you can get Burberry for less than a tenner, you are guaranteed results. Unless you're stupid like that person, and you accepted an offer for £6.50. Why would you spell Burberry for £6.50? Are you mad? Yeah, 20 quid. That's silly. Look at this. This is the type of shirt that I've got, and it went for £65. £50. That's just a plain t-shirt, and it's Burberry. 55 quid. Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, so Burberry, definitely, if you can get it for under a tenner, get it. That's my advice. Okay, Orvis. I have to talk about Orvis. I am definitely on the Orvis bandwagon. It sells ridiculously well. I have every Orvis shirt I picked up, it has sold within the week, and it's ridiculous. And the uglier the better. The Hawaiian shirts fly off the shelf. I think it was a fishing brand. I think it's fishing brand Orvis. And yeah, the work shirts kind of can stick a little bit. And can go between, like, you know, the 10 to 20 range. But look at that ugly shirt, the $29.99. Brilliant. Now, obviously, look at this, £7 plus £3 postage. What? And then one exactly the same went for $30. What are people thinking? I just don't understand. $24.99. That's what I'm comfortable with. I usually list it $29.99, so usually I get an offer of $20, and then we settle on $24.99. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of like the easiest way to do it. But Orvis is definitely in right now. Everybody's on it. Definitely check it out. These are mine. These are my Hawaiian shirts. Same offer. Look, $29.99. You know, because if you watch my previous video, they didn't go for that. They went for £25 each to the same buyer. So one person paid £50 for two Hawaiian shirts. I mean, you know, to each their own. But yeah, Orvis. It sells. Another one that I'm just going to quickly glaze over is Pretty Green shirts. Now, the logo for that is amazing, and there is a few other logos that look very similar to it, but Pretty Green is on fire. And I'm not talking about, like, you know, trendy or anything, but it is. A lot of people are getting into it, and look at these prices. $35, $20, $14.99 for a t-shirt. But look at that, $4.99 plus, oh, is that $9.95 postage? Yeah, still, that's pretty good. I'd buy it and then resell it on £25. £12. Here's me going on about it. £20 guaranteed. Look at these though, but 70. Look, 22. £12 plus 5. You know, it's a bit ridiculous. $18.95, 15 plus 4.95 postage. You know, it's I suppose it is very hit and miss, but yeah, I think it's on fire. And look at the auction. Look at the auction. You can tell when it's going well when the auctions kind of align quite well with the buy it nows. So look, $69 out of saying that. Look at that, £3.20. Oh, poor git. £12 plus £3 postage, £8 plus, is that $1.50? Lame. £24. See, look at that. The fugglier the better it looks like. But yeah, you can kind of tell if a brand is on trend. Particularly, I think Fred Perry's a good one to see that. The buy it nows are very similar to the auctions. You know what I mean? Look at that, Pretty Green, $29.68 at auction. See, I find that if it's big enough and it's ugly enough and it's at the right time and the ending at the auction ends at the right time, you can see the bidding kind of go a bit crazy and people want it. But yeah, I'm just going to leave it there now because I am rambling. But those are some brands to look out for and other brands just to completely avoid. If you're new to reselling or just starting out, you know, don't buy Next and Burton. Or do if you want a learning curve. If you want to make a lot of money, I wouldn't though. That's just my 2 pennies worth. That's my opinion. Obviously everything sells, but yes, just my opinion. And yeah, as ever, like and subscribe. Name off some brands that you absolutely can't stand or you don't sell because you know they won't sell as well as you buy them for, as much as you buy them for. Name some brands that do fly off the shelf for you, because I have brands that are really good for other people and they seem to fly off the shelf for them at really high price, yet for some reason are just sticking with me, and even though I have them at like a ridiculously low price they still stick. Yeah, people, each reseller has their own kind of like sticky brands. So I'm going to go. So obviously like and subscribe and comment down below. Bye.